Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that I think resonates with so many of us, but we rarely talk about directly. The profound freedom that comes with letting go of the need to be understood. How often do we find ourselves explaining, defending, or justifying our choices, our feelings, or even our very existence to others, hoping they'll finally get us? It's a natural human instinct, this desire for connection and validation. We want people to see our perspective, to empathize with our journey. But what if I told you that chasing that understanding, especially when it's not freely given, can actually hold us back, drain our energy, and even dim our unique light? Think about it. We spend countless hours trying to articulate our inner world, only to be met with blank stares, skepticism, or even judgment. And in that moment, we feel a deep sense of frustration, disappointment, and sometimes even a little bit of shame. It's like we're speaking a completely different language. This isn't about giving up on communication entirely. Connection is vital. But there's a subtle yet powerful shift we can make from begging for understanding to simply offering our truth and then gracefully letting it go if it's not received. It's about empowering ourselves. Let's break down why this begging for understanding trap is so draining. First, it places your emotional well-being in someone else's hands. If their understanding is your metric for peace, you're constantly at their mercy. Second, it often leads to over-explaining, which can sometimes make you appear less confident in your own decisions. It's like you're trying to convince yourself as much as them. And third, not everyone is equipped or willing to understand you. They might have their own biases, their own limited perspectives, or simply not be in a place to truly listen and comprehend. It's not always about you. Sometimes it's about them. So how do we begin to shift this mindset? The first step is radical self-acceptance. Before anyone else can understand you, you need to understand and accept yourself, flaws and all. What are your core values? What drives you? What are your dreams? When you are grounded in your own truth, the need for external validation diminishes significantly. You become your own most reliable source of affirmation. This isn't about arrogance. It's about inner strength and self-respect. It's about knowing who you are, independent of anyone else's opinion or interpretation. The next powerful step is recognizing that your story, your journey, and your experiences are uniquely yours. No one else has walked exactly in your shoes. While empathy is a beautiful thing, complete understanding is often an impossible expectation. And that's okay. You don't need someone to fully comprehend every single nuance of your life to be worthy, to be loved, or to be successful. Your worth is inherent, not conditional on someone else's grasp of your narrative. Embrace the beautiful complexity of your individual path. Think about the energy you expend trying to get someone to see things your way. What if you redirected that energy towards building your dreams, pursuing your passions, or simply nurturing your own well-being? Imagine the freedom that comes from saying, "This is who I am, this is what I believe, and this is what I'm doing," without feeling the compulsion to add a lengthy justification. It's liberating. This isn't about being aloof or uncaring. It's about being strategically generous with your emotional energy. Save it for those who are genuinely open to connecting, not those who demand an explanation for your existence. This doesn't mean isolating yourself. Quite the opposite. When you stop begging for understanding, you create space for genuine connections to flourish. You attract people who appreciate you for who you are, not for how well you can explain yourself. These are the people who offer understanding freely, not as a prize you have to win. They see your light without needing a detailed blueprint. They connect with your spirit, not just your story. And those relationships are infinitely more fulfilling and supportive. Let's talk about boundaries for a moment. Learning to stop begging for understanding is intrinsically linked to setting healthy boundaries. It's saying, "I've shared my truth and I'm not going to continuously defend it or allow myself to be invalidated." This can be challenging, especially with family or close friends, but it's essential for your mental and emotional health. You teach people how to treat you. When you consistently over-explain or justify, you inadvertently teach them that your word isn't enough, that your feelings need external validation to be legitimate. Consider this perspective. Sometimes people's inability to understand you isn't a reflection of your inadequacy, but rather a reflection of their own limitations or biases. Maybe they haven't experienced what you have. Maybe they're stuck in their own rigid beliefs. Perhaps they even feel threatened by your authenticity. These are not your burdens to carry or your problems to solve. Your job is to live your truth authentically, not to bend it to fit someone else's limited capacity for comprehension. Embrace the mystery of your own being. Part of what makes each of us unique is that we can never be fully encapsulated or entirely understood by another. And that's beautiful. It leaves room for wonder, for growth, for self-discovery. When you let go of the pressure to be perfectly understood, you give yourself permission to simply be. You free up mental space, reduce anxiety, and reclaim your personal power. Your life becomes less about external validation and more about internal alignment. So, let's make a pact, right here, right now. Let's commit to releasing the heavy burden of constantly seeking external understanding. Instead, let's cultivate self-understanding, self-acceptance, and self-love. Let's speak our truth clearly and kindly, and then allow it to resonate or not resonate without personalizing the outcome. Your journey is yours. Your feelings are valid. Your existence is enough, just as it is. No explanations required. You are magnificent, and you are understood by the most important person, yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today on this important topic. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button. Share this video with someone who might need to hear this message, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content that helps you live your most empowered life. Your support means the world. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever felt the pressure to constantly explain yourself? How did you break free? Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, stay authentic and know your worth.